Right, welcome back, and this is to another full lap and test, and this time we are in the Overflod Tyrant. Now, this lap is going to get used no matter what happens, because this is probably around the 10th time that I've tried to get round this track in this car, and as we start to do the lap you'll probably see why that is. So, not a bad start. First off with this car, one thing I will say is it does look fabulous. It's one of the better looking cars in the game, and until I tried to do this challenge with it, it was actually one of my favourite cars. It's a nice little car for free mode. It's reasonably quick. It is actually quite fast. It handles really nicely, looks good, reasonable customization, and in general I liked it. But one thing I found whilst trying to get around this course with this car is that the car is massive. So big that it's actually quite difficult to put any sort of clean lap time together with this thing, because as soon as there's a slight shrinking of a gap, you end up crashing straight into someone, or into a lamppost, or into everyone and then into a lamppost, but ultimately you will end up on your roof in the sea eventually. Although that said, this is pretty clean so far. So that city handling, based on that lap, I would have to score that quite highly, but I don't know whether I can do that considering how bad it's been getting to this point. Oh yeah, try and knock me off, well done. So city handling, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt because I've finally done a decent lap, so I'll give it a 6. And now some downforce. Now this is where it does well. The downforce is pretty good. First crash, slightly missed with that. I was doing really well. But as you can see, the gaps are so difficult to get through in this thing. One of the problems I think is the way it looks, because it kind of tapers in. You think it's smaller than it actually is, so you'll head for a gap that you think you can fit through, and then you'll get there and you can't. Just like that. Now you can see that looked like a perfectly reasonable gap, and I think in any other car that I've tested so far I would have got through that. I'm going to moan about this a lot through this test. I'm going to constantly gripe about how stupidly big this car is. I think if it was just a tiny little bit smaller, it would just be incredible. I can't believe I actually got through that. Right, Cliff Yeet corner, let's see how we do. Yep, decent downforce kept us pretty solid through there. Damn you. That was going really well. But again, I'll clip that section and put it in a little window here. You can see that looked like I had plenty of room to get through there, and then all of a sudden the room's gone and you're upside down in a field. Right, so we're coming up to the top speed test. So if you're not familiar with this, I've got 2 points on the road that I have measured and are exactly 1 mile apart. So I floor it between them, try and keep it nice and straight and clean, measure the time it takes me to get between them, a little bit simple maths, and that gives us an average top speed across the whole section. It's sometimes lower than the advertised top speed because of the drag introduced by adding wings, and we'll go under the finish line here. Now this is going to be fun, seeing if I can pick through, which clearly already I cannot pick my way through here. Traffic, this is getting 2 out of 10 because it is practically impossible to get through traffic in this thing without smashing into absolutely everything, and it's a shame because I think that ruins what would be an otherwise incredible car, because it's really good looking, decent customization, nice and quick. I suspect this has actually been a reasonable lap time, we'll find out in a couple of minutes, but yeah, the size of the damn thing just makes it so difficult to drive through traffic, it's almost unusable. And there we have it. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you like this kind of stuff, please drop a like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.